evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our review session once again. We're going to go over our favorite pairs, which is US 100, US 30 and DAX 40, with an extra pair that we're going to add on to our analysis from now onwards is the J200, which is the Johannesburg Stock Exchange indices, right? So without further ado, we're going to go into our review sessions, and the whole main purpose of this review session is to review how the market moved throughout the day and how we executed the trades and what lessons we can learn from those trades. That's the most important thing about these review sessions, is what we can learn from what is happening in the markets today and how we can adapt it to our strategy and how we can add on things to our strategy, right? With that confining into our rules. With that being said, here we go. Let us speak about US 100 and let us speak about how this pair moved today, right? So before we do anything, right, when we analyze the market, right, obviously we need to see the trend of the market, if it's uptrend, a downtrend, or if it's consolidating, right? But as you can see, this price is consolidating. It's been consolidating for a while, right? I'd say a total of like 7 days or whatever the case may be. But another important thing that I forget to mention on my review sessions, remember, we analyze on this, we find entries and we execute trades on a lower time frame, right? But now on the higher time frames, you need to find our areas of value or our major zones, right? So as you can see, with regards to this market over here, we have established our major zones, which is this resistance level over here and this support level over here, right? Sorry, this mouse is not complying with me, but yeah, anyway, there we go. So we found our areas of value. How is it our areas of value? When price gets to that level, it turns significantly, right? So with that being said, as you can see, price had moved around this area over here, and prior to the day of trading today, price had not printed these 3 candles that we see on our last 3 candles that we see on the right hand side. So what we do is that we scale down to the lower time frames to get an in-depth analysis of what is going on in the markets, right? Because these moves generally from here to down here is generally whole day moves or moves. It's very big moves, right? So we go into our lower time frame just to establish where price is going, right? So here we got our market, and here we got US 30, right? I mean, not US 30, as 100 on the lower time frame, on the 15-minute to be specific. So within this, we found our area of value because price was consolidating within this range. So from yesterday's high, right? From yesterday's high, you see price pushed out. It's better to break our major zone, and as you can see, it's coming and it's forming a small little area of value over here, or our consolidation area, where price is playing out throughout the day or throughout London session going towards New York session, right? So as you can see, this is where price is playing most of the day, right? So you can see price gets to that level, rejects, it gets to the bottom, it rejects, gets to the top, it rejects, gets to the bottom, it rejects. So as you can see, this is the area of value for us, the area of interest for us. So what we're waiting for price to do is break to the downside, right? Retest and push to the downside, or break above, retest and push to the upside, right? With that being said, when we do analyze these pairs and we are trading within major zones, right, within like our daily or our 4-hour zone, major zones, we need to be mindful of where these zones are, because once price breaks out, as you can see here, once price breaks out, retest and push to this area, it's got a big barrier to break once it gets to this level. So you got to be mindful if you're going to take this opportunity, or you're going to wait for price to get to this area, break, retest and push to the upside, or reject, push down, retest this area, show rejection candles, and push the downside, right? So now this was the play for today, and this is how market played out today, right? So this is how market played out. So going towards 3:30, 9 o'clock New York session, 9 New York session, price broke out. So this is the breakout strategy. It broke out, and as you can see, price retested, but we didn't enter this trade as yet, because once it gets close to market open, we do not enter into trades. We wait for markets to show us momentum or show us direction in which it's going after 15 minutes after it has opened, right? So as you can see, this is market, whatever the case may be. Sorry about that. This is market, and as we get to 9:30, we see market push down, and this is the 15-minute candle that we wait for. So we see price push down to the downside, and obviously it's doing a full candle at this moment, so we're not sure if price is still going to go to the upside. So we have to wait until it elapses and shows us in which direction it's going. So you see price push down, we get to our next candle. This is the 5-minute candle. These two candles here is the 15-minute candle. So as you can see, we'll go like that, and this is where price pushes down, it rejects the zone, it pushes back up, and once this candle closes, this is when we will enter our trade, right? So we saw price rejection this area, and this is when you are going to take that impulsive buy, right? That impulsive buy. Let's go to the 5-minute time frame. So after that impulsive, so this is when quarter past 3 South African time, and this is how you're going to enter the trade. Wait for that to elapse, and once it got to that time, this is where you want to enter, because now it's showing the breakout, the retest, rejection zone, bullish momentum, right? And as you can see, we're going to put our stop loss just below our area of value, and this was going to be our risk to reward ratio with regards to this trade. And as you can see, it is a good trade that you would have been in, but it wasn't the big move of the day. And that's why earlier on in this video, as I stated, is that just be mindful of your major zones. Wait until price gets to that zone, right? Wait until price gets to that zone, then you can make a clear decision in which you want to enter or not, right? So this is how this would have played out if you waited for price to reject the zone. As you can see, it did a fake out, it pushed to the downside, came back to test the zone again, and you saw 1 rejection, 2 rejection. So as you saw this bearish momentum, you're going to do an impulsive buy, and you're probably going to enter around this area here, around that area there. You're going to put your stop loss just above the previous week, which is 35 stop loss, and then that's how your target was going to play out. Then you're going to hold this trade. It was going to push back up like that, then after it was going to push down, and as you can see, if you were able to hold this trade throughout this whole process and throughout all these barriers, this was going to be a very good trade for you that you would have been in, right? Next pair that we're going to go into is US30, and like I said, like always, what I want to instill into your guys thinking is to identify your major zones on the higher time frame. So as you can see, we identified our higher zones on the higher time frame, right? So now, as you can see, this was the data we didn't know this data prior to this. So we had our support, we had our resistance zone here, we had our support here, which is our area of value. So now we go to our lower time frame so we can get an in-depth analysis of what is really going on with this pair, right? So as you can see with this pair, we see price last week, right? Price closed below this area. This was our area of value, and as you can see, price closed below that, and on Monday when it opened above, and it played around within our area of value again, right? So price played around with within our major zones, and yeah, these were trades that we executed on Monday. It was about here, let's sell, let's small sell, and yeah, as you can see, this is throughout day, and now we have today's trade, today's movement. So as you can see, this is today's movement, and price just pushed down to the downside, and what we were waiting for is the break of the zone, right? So you're waiting for the break of the zone, which price did. It broke the zone and it continued its bullish momentum, right? So what I was waiting for was a retest. So as you can see, price pushed down, it retested the zone, and it wasn't a proper retest. So I was very close-minded, or should I say I was very biased that this was the major retest, which it wasn't, but I did, yeah. So I was waiting for price, we waited for price to get there, to play out throughout the day, because I didn't find any trading opportunities with regards to this, right? So as you can see, this is how price played out. It got to this zone, came back to the zone and retested that zone, right? So as you can see, it retested the zone, formed a bit of a fake out, and came back down and broke support, new resistance, and as you can see, it came back to retest resistance, and it broke above our resistance, and now new support. And if we go to the lower time frames, this is where I executed my trades for the day, right? Let us go into 1 minute, because I executed on the 1 minute time frame. So here we go. So this was all before market open, right? So as I said, I was waiting for price. So I waited for price to retest. As you can see, price retested at this zone. So what I had done was I had entered, oh sorry, it was this pair here. So yeah, no, it wasn't this over here, it was this pair here. So like I said, I do not trade an hour before market open or 2 hours before market open, because you can go into the position and price will move into your direction that you predicted. Then once market opens, that volatility or that whipsaw kicks you out the trade, then after it continues into your direction. So that's why we always wait 15 minutes. Wait for 15 minutes to elapse, then after we make our trading decision, right? So as you can see, this is price got to this zone and pushed the downside. So what I was waiting for was the retest of this zone, so which it did happen, but I didn't get a trade at this zone, right? So what I was waiting for price to get to this zone, break, retest, then push the downside. But as you can see, that did not happen. So price pushed all the way to the downside. It came back into our zone right here and heading back to our major zone here. This is our minor zones here, minor resistance or minor area of value, and this is our major area of value. So as you see, price pushed down, it got to this area again, and this is where I executed trade. So I was waiting for trade. I was waiting for the trade to retest. Sorry. So I waited. Then price came back down and retested. So mind you, this was, sorry, let me just do this. This was a little bit high. That was at that zone. Sorry, there we go. That was at that zone. So what I was waiting for is always my rules for the break, retest, rejection of zone, then bearish or bullish momentum. And as you can see, there's a bullish momentum, and this is how sorry, let me take the long position one. So I entered there. Price did scare me a little bit with regards to that, and as you can see, price came down, and I thought it was hunting for my stop loss, which it didn't, and price moved into my favor. And as you can see, price got to our area of value, our higher time zone area of value, and as you can see, it rejected that zone and pushed the downside. But I did come out of this trade once it reached this TP, because this is a very good trade to be would have been at, right? But like I was saying, always be patient, always see how price plays out, whatever the case may be. As you can see, price came down, it retested the zone, came back up to this zone again, and as you can see, it's rejecting this higher time zone area of value, higher time frame area of value. As you can see, it's a triple top, 1 2 3, rejected, pushed down, retested, and as you can see, rejection again. And the trade of the day would have been this trade over here, right here. So as you can see, the push, the retest, and as you can see, the bearish momentum to the downside, and this is how this would have played out. The short position, sorry, and you will probably want to enter impulsive trade here, entry, sorry, not trade, impulsive entry. There was going to be a stop loss, and look at that risk to reward ratio, a very beautiful risk to reward ratio. And if you did hold it, and if you did hold it and waited for this to play out, this is how this trade was going to play out. And look at that risk to reward ratio, it's a very beautiful risk to reward ratio. These are big moves, guys. The market has been, like the November, these markets have been pushing very deep. They've been making very big moves, right? The next pair that we're going to move on to is the X40. Again, with the X40 today, I did not find any trade setup with this, because as you can see, it didn't show me any direction, and yeah, I didn't want to take that risk. So as you can see, I think tomorrow we will start making a proper analysis with this, because now it's building a little bit of structure. As you can see, there is our support area, here's our resistance area, which is going to be on a high time frame, and yeah, we'll be playing within between this zone over here. But that's the X40 for today, and yeah, let us move to our new pair that we have discovered, our new pair that we needed to start to execute on. And this pair is the JSE pair, our South African indices, right, of our South African markets. And as you can see, what we always do is establish our area of value, right? So yesterday price pushed up to this zone, and as you can see, at 5 o'clock price closed at this area. So there was no way in predicting where the price was going to go, so we had to wait for price to play out and price to print out, right? And as you can see, on market open, like I said, at 9 o'clock with this pair, price is just volatile, and it just moves, right? It just moves very big and it makes very big moves at market open. So that's why we always wait for that 15 minutes to elapse, and then we'll enter our trade. So price got to this zone, and we thought it was going to break below, but it didn't. As you can see, it showed us weak, showing us that it hasn't break this major zone. So what we were waiting for is that we were waiting for bearish momentum at this zone, because now we saw a price like it, now we see it playing within this area, and there we go, we've got a little bit of bearish momentum over here. So this is how price would have played out. Long position, and we were going to enter around here with our impulsive entry. And sorry guys, bear with me, I don't know why lately this thing, but yeah, can't blame my tools. And this was the move for today. So that was like a 1:6 risk to reward ratio, which is a very good trade to be in. So yeah, like always, I hope you guys got good insight of what had happened today at the markets. I hope you guys have picked up what you could have learned, like what you could have learned whilst we were reviewing this session, while we were reviewing these pairs, what mistakes you made today and how you can rectify those mistakes. And please let me know what more you'd like me to add on to these review sessions. If you got any value, please share it with anyone you know, and yeah, please like and subscribe to this video. Thank you so much for your time, and yeah, till tomorrow's review session, we'll check it till then. Okay, cheers, goodbye.